1. Bang! We're live. So, like usual, let's see if we can zoom in here a little bit. And there we go. So, hi tubies, here's Alexandra and welcome to the next live stream. I'm here sitting in my tabletop bunker or / apartment on my painting desk and await some viewers. So what do we have here? It's just the usual run-of-the-mill pox walker. So let's see if we can get the light correct here. That should do it, but the focusing is still the issue here. Well, I need a better camera. What can you do? Not much. So, what have I done here? I've basically primed them in white and then gone over it with some really dark contrast paint here with Wildwood, I believe it is called. And then the yellowish parts are Nasdaq yellow. So, and yeah, we will start with some misty desert. And I'm using here quite an old brush. I hope the audio quality is good enough for you. So we will darken that now with a little bit of Mornfang Brown. There we go. So a nice creamy mid-tone. And very important, remove the hair, the cat hairs. So, hello to all my viewers here that have found the stream already. Good evening. And hello to my next live stream. So guys, if I suddenly shut off the live stream, that's nothing on my end. Sometimes my internet connection is a little bit wonky and it will turn off itself. I hope that it is stable enough for this live stream today. But the last days were a little bit on the coin flip side for me. So, if you're painting along, what's on your painting desk right now? And also hello to everybody who watches this live stream later at the YouTube VOD. Also the question for you, what is on your painting desk? So now we highlight even more, mix a little bit more of the Zambezi desert. So people ask me all the time, how am I managing such a stable painting hand? How am I not shaking like a crazy person? Well, it's quite simple. You see, I'm holding my pinky finger here on my painting handle, and I have my holding hand resting firmly on the ground. So that way I'm basically eliminating every shake in the first place. That's how you get a quite steady hand. Also, there are paint handles that have this little arch above them. There you can rest your hand on while painting. I have made a video where I created such a thing, such a device with an simple cloth rack holder, and drilled a hole in a GW miniature holder and attached it. So now we go to almost pure Zambezi Desert. And another cat hair is flying around here. Really annoying. So if you have any topics you want to be covered here in the live stream, don't be shy. The chat is open for you. Also super chats. Tell me what you want to talk about. Do you have painting related questions that I might answer? So now I'm using some Wraithbone to highlight that even more. And as you see here, I'm flagging out the color on the wet palette, so I can always go back to different color tones. Never mix up all your paints you have. Oh, and we have our first chatter, Meandering Shade. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the stream. Nice of you to drop by. So, what's on your painting desk? Do you have any bigger projects right now, or smaller projects? Maybe some terrain? And hello, Bill Bursey. Hi, I hope you're well. Have you tried any of the new Games Workshop contrast paints? Yes, indeed, I have. Here, this is the old Jan Yellow, and here we have the new Imperial Fist. It's a way brighter yellow variant. Also, what else did I get? This one here, Doomfire Magenta. This is also a really cool color. And what else? Didn't I get a third one? Yeah, here, Luxon Purple. Also a cool contrast pen. As you can see here, I have quite a collection of contrast paints, to be honest. So, yeah, I like them. From KS, I wish I still had the old foundation paints left. Yeah, foundation paints were a cool invention from Games Workshop. What they basically are, they are colors with a little bit of gray cut into the paint. So all the paints from the foundation range were desaturated with gray. and that way the coverage ability was a little bit higher. From rendering shade, on my desk a mess right now. Had a bit of a hobby hiatus. Need to clean up and dust off some of my work in progresses. Yeah, do that. Now's good as a time as ever. Uh, from KS? Ah, that explains it. I think I like the desaturation look too, actually. Well, you can actually create your own foundation paints with that method. You take a high pigmented color and, well, mix in a little bit of gray. And voila, you have a foundation paint. So, by the way, this Poxwalker I'm painting here right now, this is just a intermediate miniature for the beginning of the stream. So, I plan to paint this guy here on the stream, but I need your help. What colors do I pick? So, while I'm painting this Poxwalker, you can decide what this should be. Obviously, if you use super chats, your painting, your color picks would be picked favorably. From KS, funny enough, without even realizing it, I had been mixing in gray when painting a lot of the Rings figures. Oh, yeah. It's always a good thing to mix colors. Actually, today I mixed my another color pot together today. So, for example, this here is from Scale Color, Scale 75, the deep red. I use this mainly as the second base color for my Crimson Vow Space Marines, but I always needed a darker red as the first base coat. And this is what I came up with here. So, in the Warhammer Imperium magazine, I got myself a new pot of Mephiston Red, and I had half a pot of this left, and I have also here some Black 3.0, super matte color, and well, I mixed those both together, and voila, I have now a very deep dark matte red color that I have ready available. So mixing colors is always a good thing. Not always to rely on the stuff that the companies provide. You can create your own if you have the need for a color. So there was another comment from Meandering Shade at KS. I agree. I love foundations. They also have such a strong, even compared to Citadel base paints. I was lucky enough to get a good deal on a complete set a few months ago. Oh, congratulations! That's always good. Yeah, they have a good coverage of it, of course. So I think The yellowish, sickly skin tone is well achieved on this Poxwalker now. Now let's go for a different brown tone for the trousers. Or, well, how about we go the blue route? So let's start with this here. Yeah, let's say yes, jeans. Really old, dirty jeans. Chaos, I want to see green of some kind on the Stormcast Eternal. Not sure if that fits the model, though. Well, of course. What would you like to see in green? The armor or one of the cloth variants, or maybe something on the shield? The cloth part and or shield. Okay. I keep that in mind. So this will be an interactive miniature. Like I said, you can use the super chats to instantly change the direction of the miniature, change the colors I'm using, if you want that. Or maybe a steel armor with a green tint to it. I personally don't like colored metal, but we could do that. But let's hear from others how they want to have him painted. Maybe somebody agrees with your designation. Do we go the green for the cloth, or the shield, or both, or the armor now? What do you guys think? From Emmanuel Gutierrez. Hey, been watching you since 2018. Your tutorials are always awesome. Thank you. But I hope somebody brought you some food from 2018. 4 years in a row? Ah, that must be hard. It's quite a long sitting. Yeah, I know I have over 1,000 videos right now, but 4 years to watch them all? Ah. Yeah, I'm joking. Thanks for watching. Got the idea from the old fantasy Green Knight model sitting at my desk, fitting for the ethereal feel of that model. Maybe not so much the Stormcast. Yeah, I know the good old Green Knight model. I actually have that model. I built him as a vampire. He's riding my winged nightmare. So, yeah, that's interesting here. Mixing now here some of the Zamri Desert into the blue here. Speaking of green, well, how about we paint this trousers here also in green now? Yeah, sometimes painting takes a 180-degree turn. So, somebody else with different opinions? Damn, I've been watching your tutorials since I started 40k as a kid. Ah. Yeah, that's... sounds also like an awful lot of time. I'm so sorry to have ruined your childhood. Yeah, what is life if you can't diss yourself a little bit? And you guys see you can always paint with really seriously banged up brushes like this one here. You not always need the super fancy ones. 10 years of 40k. Yeah, that's quite a long time. And thank you for watching. Thank you. I'm grateful for every click and every like, every sub and every bell ring. Okay, this poxwalker is soon done. I'm not making a super detailed model here. Like I said, this is just a beginning of the stream miniature. But I hope you like him anyways. So that goes away. Now let's take some bottles of gold maybe for the weapon. There we go. Okay, then let's take some metal paint. Very quick strokes. So what I'm doing here is basically speed painting for me. So, the horns. Let's start with the dark brown. There we go. And if I'm painting out of focus, sorry about that. You have to tell me that. Sometimes I go a little bit too close to my eyes. And the mini is out of the camera. That's not my intention. So, let's take this color here. Yeah, that's good. From Emmanuel Gutierrez. I'm speed painting some Dark Angel 30k right now. Yeah, cool. So, What brought you to 30k instead of 40k? What's the appeal for you specifically? Is it the rules of the game? Is it the miniatures? Is it the community behind it? From KS, after the 30k rules drastically different, I haven't played 40k since 5th edition. Well, when you played 5th edition, then the 30k rules are not that different. They are basically an older variant of Warhammer 40k. From Emmanuel Gutierrez, I like how dark and archaic it is. The models look amazing in my opinion, and I like the story as well. Well, good for you. So, to be honest, I personally am not a big fan of the Horus Heresy. Mainly because of two reasons. Reason one, I personally don't like the miniatures. So, let me elaborate. We have waited for 40 years to get a true scale Space Marine. And now we have the Primaries Marines, and I'm happy as one can be. I love Primaries Marines. And to be honest, I can't stand Firstborn Marines anymore. Their chubby look is not something that appeals to me anymore. And so I don't get the hype. I don't. I'm not hyped for 30k. But if you like it, I'm not one to ruin your fun. So if you like the miniatures and the game, go for it. Absolutely. There are definitely some gorgeous tank models and dreadnoughts and stuff. And the story is also cool. From Eric Johnson, honestly, same. From Jonathan Tan, when vehicles have different armor values in the front, rear, and sides. Yeah, that's simpler. Days of 5th edition. So, let's see if we can get an eye in with this crappy brush. Yeah, it worked. Ta-da! Here's eyes. Well, you can't really see it, sorry. But trust me, here's eyes. So, you know that I have eliminated my Argrax Earthshade last week? Well, here's a brand new pot. Well, half full. The other half of the pot is actually this year. This was my new Argrax Earthshade pot that I had laying around. I put it in here and I repurposed this pot. So, now let's use my Argrax Earthshade. Use my newfound power. Give it a little bit more definition. Instant shading. And soon we can start with the Stormcast Eternal. Right now we have some... how do you say? Color choices for some cloth and maybe the armor. For the base, I need something stronger. There, I need my strong tone. Yeah. Yeah, this is my dark brown. Oh! From Jonathan Tan. Thank you for $5 Australian. Thank you. So, what color choices do you want to apply to this Stormcast Eternal that we will start to paint in about 2 minutes? What color do you want to force upon us with your newfound power? Unlimited power! Well, pick your fancy. You have quite a range of colors here around. And I would say the Poxwalker is almost done. It needs to dry now, definitely, now before I can continue. And this is as good as a time as ever as to have a closer look at our target miniature right now, this one here. So, we had suggestions of green so far for the cloth, or shield, or armor. Now is your chance to shine, Jonathan. What do I pick? From Eric Johnson, what do you think of the new squats? I'm not sure if I like them yet, but they look like they'll play as firstborn. Maybe GW is finally going to phase out old Marines. Honestly, I think they're fine. They will probably be a shallow army, to be honest. They will probably be just like the Death Guard or the Fire Slayers or the Lumineth Realm Lords. There will be an army that is has one or two core units, then from every other unit branch, one or two, and a whole bunch of character models, and that's it. And they will never get any new releases after that. So, yeah, if you like that, they're fine. They're not my kind of. I wouldn't buy them personally. So, Jonathan Tan, I'm currently doing up my Golden Boys as well. And we have a winner, gold. So, gold it is, gold and green. From Meandering Shade, it's been a very long while since I had a full-scale game of 40k or Fantasy Age of Sigmar. I just kind of settled more into hobby and conversions than playing, but I am really wanting to start up Necromunda. Yeah, Necromunda is also a very neat game. I can highly recommend that. You have a small gang of miniatures to paint, not a huge army. It's low investment cost, and yeah, from there you can start. So, we have gold. I assume we pick gold armor. Just spitballing here. So, let's just start with that. Gold armor. For that, we need. We start with a Warblock bronze and gold mixture. Warblock bronze. And some good at gold. And with it, we will now base coat the armor. So as you can see, this is a eBay rescue miniature. I've spray primed him a little bit in black. He was honestly seriously disfigured. But we can fix him. We can make him better. From KS, lol, I'm not going to rebuy all my Firstborn Dark Angels. I do like Marines on the slightly larger bases, though. Larger bases, so yeah, that's also in 40k nowadays. Space Marines have evolved from the 25mm base to the, I think 32mm, is it? Where's the Keter? Ah, there. So, any other topics we could talk about? We have right now the 30k Space Marines as a topic. But there's not much that I can talk about there. Well, they have at least they have increased the size of the Space Marines by a few millimeters, and they have slightly changed the Firstborn silhouette a little bit. So they have longer legs now than previously, so they don't look that chubby anymore. It's a slight, very, very slight and minor change in their appearance, but I definitely think it's for the better. From Jonathan Tan, tactical Marines have definitely came a long way. Yeah, absolutely. Do you also hate that when you watch YouTube videos? You sit back and relax and watch the videos, and then suddenly the video stops and YouTube asks you, "Hey, are you still watching?" That's what just happened to me. Yes, YouTube, I'm still listening to the music in the background. So, anybody else painting along? We have a Dark Angel player painting some 30k Marines in the background. Somebody else wielding his brush right now. From Chaos, what really annoys me is how autoplay keeps turning itself back on. Yeah, that's annoying. That's really annoying. Some from Emmanuel Gutierrez. Do you think that GW will release a new or more updated version of the Terminator armor? Um, I know that with all these new Primaris units, we are getting an curious as to what will become of them. Um, from Eric Johnson, you're tempting me to stop procrastinating on my Farset enclaves. Well, stop procrastinating. Pick up your brush, paint, now. That's an order from your YouTube goddess. Well, back to the Terminators. I think GW makes a huge mistake by not giving the Primaris Marines Terminators. I think they intended the aggressors to be the Terminator variant with new rules, with a bigger toughness instead of a better armor save. But I personally think that's a huge mistake. Terminators are so iconic, and you can't have Space Marines without them. And I wish they would do this. But I'm not sure if they ever will follow up with that. Probably because the term Terminator is kind of copyright protected. So they have a legal loophole problem there again. You know, GW is fighting on all fronts for keeping their status as the main miniature manufacturer, and they also want to keep their brand as close as possible to their company and be copyright protected or trademark protected, better said. So the term Terminator, is there some kind of a loose threat to them? Maybe that's the reason. Holy moly! From Elas Mier 335, we got 3000 ISK. That's about 20 euros. How do you feel about current 40k rules? I'm a long-time player since 5th edition and have found myself turned off quite a bit from playing current 40k, and so have started work on some 30k Raven Guards. Well, I'm not the best person to ask about rule questions. I personally have played now, let's see, 3 games in the current edition, and well, what can I say about the current edition? What I don't like are the terrain rules right now. They're kind of meh. The normal unit rules are okay. Creating an army is quite interesting right now with force organization charts. In very previous editions, you always had to have one HQ unit and then at least 2 troop choices, and then you could have up to 3 fast attack, 3 elite, 3 heavy support, and then you could have maybe a second force organization chart and so on. But it was always this same template. But now they are breaking the mold a little bit, so you can have an army that has totally not at all any troop choices, but it is completely consisting of elite choices, for example, or fast attack, and so on. It's interesting in that regard, I must say. From KS, I like the terrain levels from, I think I was 4th edition, kept it simple and a little abstract. Yeah, I'm not that familiar with all the 40k rules in every edition, how the terrain rules changed, but um, yeah, right now you have you can have a squad in almost complete cover, but one tiny little finger sticks out, and you can see it, and then the enemy unit can shoot it and blast the whole unit out of the sky. And the only thing they can get is for light cover, they get +1 on their armor save as cover save. So in previous editions, they had cover saves, real cover saves, and yeah, in really early editions, you could only shoot at miniatures that you could see at least 50% of the miniature, not just a finger poking out. And what else? Also, you could only kill the models you can actually see. So if you had for example, a squad of 50 boxwalkers sitting in a building, and you could only see from the firing position 10 of them, you can only kill 10 of them. If they are gone, done. You probably killed 20, but you can only kill 10. This was a rule that I really liked. This is gone today. So, kind of meh on that rule. From Chaos, high levels, I mean. Yeah. Jonathan 10, throwback to 6 when Space Marines could bring towers, allies. Yeah, the ally rules were also a big changer right now. So, I'm not sure. So, and by the way, here, the super chat from Elas Mier 335. You obviously have sorry about that. Some say in the color choices right now. So we had a paid color choice for gold, and an unpaid color choice for green cloth. You have anything to add to that? Uh, rules bloat and stratagems have been my main issue with the game. Yeah, this whole stratagem thing. Sorry, I need to drink something. Hydrate. Yeah, the thing with the stratagems. Oh, holy moly! From Keith Hamilton, 30 pounds. Here's a little token of my appreciation for all the 100s of hours I've spent watching your channel, your constant positivity, and for the next eBay miniature rescue mission. Good luck from Belfast and in Ireland. Thank you very much. Also, for you have a choice in colors what to pick here. From Elas Meyer. Oh, don't know. Purple somewhere, if possible. Yeah, purple. Okay. Purple we have. What do we paint in purple? How about the shoulder pads? Are the shoulder pads in purple good? Would that be okay for you? Let's put that in there right now. Let's see what purple do we have. Very good. So, let's get the fancy brush out now. So is this purple okay here? Sunset purple from scale color? Yeah, I need to be a little bit darker than that. Let's take the blue. Yeah, looks lovely. Wonderful. Okay. Let's darken that a tiny bit. Very good. From Tyler Rivet. I haven't done much wargaming lately, but I do remember loving Wartime when I was younger. I had Skaven Warbands, that was so much fun. Yeah, Wartime is an all-time favorite of mine. I loved Wartime back then. I had an Empire army, tiny one, but it got discontinued, and then my little gaming group stopped hanging out together, and so I stopped playing that game. But there are lots of people still playing this game. There are websites out there that support the game, and if I were GW, I would totally bank in on that. From Tyler again, my brother played Undead. I remember he had one particular zombie that nobody managed to kill. He ended up naming it Rob Zombie. From Jonathan, purple and gold does present a rather regal color. Yeah, definitely. So, and by the way, how do we call this storm host that we are painting here? Oh, and I think the camera is moved a little bit, so I'm totally out of camera here. You have to tell me something like that. I can't see that. When I'm watching the miniature, I'm not able to process that very good. Yep, there we have purple, purple shoulder pads, and well, since nobody has changed their mind on that, let's start now with the green cloak. Let's make that a little bit darker. There we go. So let's see, what part of the cloak do we want to have green? Let's say the inner cloak here. So, dum-de-dum. Okay, that's done. Below. Need a little bit more below. There we go. From Jonathan Tan, gotta go. Enjoy your painting session. Well, thank you for stepping by. Thank you for the super chat, and have a nice rest of your Sunday. Yeah, so we have this now in green. The gold armor is nice base coated, and there I missed something. Oh, it's Monday already for you. Right, you're in Australia. So have a nice Monday then. Okay. base coat also here, this little beads. Oh, by the way, has anyone of you watched already the first episode of She-Hulk? I watched it this morning, and I must say it was a lot of fun. I really like that she's also like Deadpool, fourth wall breaking. So, if I missed anything else that need to be gold, down there a little bit. Ah, here, the second side of the hammer. So, any suggestions for the rest of the cloak? Do we go for tan color, or stay in black, or maybe purple like the shoulder pads? What do you guys think? What about the shield? Do we have a purple-green split shield now, or... So let's see how the battery of my... let's do that real quick there. Sorry guys, but I must now poke your... there. And this goes into there. Come on, there's an USB port somewhere. Of course, it's the other way around. Come on, go into it. Finally. Okay. Now we don't have to fear that the camera suddenly shuts off because of battery problems. From KS, do a split purple and green look great together. Maybe a darker green cloak. Darker green. Okay, then let's make it darker. For that, we just need some black. So let's put some black in the green. Is that dark enough, or even darker than that? Could be a little bit darker. How about that? Purple and green together make me think of poison or something. Something toxic. Yeah, we are right now inventing a new storm host. Maybe they're based in the realm of life. That's their way of disguising themselves a little bit in the swampy areas. Maybe they're a host of people who are ex-Nurgle followers who were cleansed on the anvil of posties. Oh, I like that lore. Yeah, Lore is something very easy. You just have to juggle a little bit with some neat ideas. So we have green. What is green? Well, it's the color of Nurgle and toxic, like you said. Well, maybe they were toxic, and this is a constant reminder of their past, and they try to atone for their previous sins. And they try to free their other brothers from the Nurgle corruption. Also the color of emeralds. Yeah. And Kitty is nibbling my toes. Well, maybe it's time to give the nibbling kitty some treats. Or give her some well-deserved attention. Because we all know our feline overlords need attention. Constantly. 24/7. 7 days a week. Kitty demands attention all the time. Yes, definitely. My kitty as well. So, with the green here, do we go for a desaturated green tone? Like highlighted with a beige tone? Or do we go with a bright color and highlight with yellow? So it goes more into the scorpion green territory. What do you guys think? Yeah, tell us more about the kitty. What kind of kitty? How fluffy is she? What color is the fluff? Gotta be bright green for Stormcast to not look nurgly. Yeah, that's a good argument. From Tyler, Kitty is a tortoise shell-colored 1-year-old adopted from a local pet store. It's very soft. So, you guys agree with the assessment that this needs to be a bright green. Okay. I follow your guidance. I'm totally in your hands what the color decisions are. That what takes the longest is always the first base coat layer, that you get everything neat and tidy. The good coverage of the colors. Also, we need the shield to be properly greened up. On the one half. Okay. And then the other half needs to be purple. Hello, Golem de Plata. Welcome to our little Stormcast Eternals paint experiment, where the chat decides how I painted. Even you can make suggestions on the color scheme. And super chats, super cheat, normal chat decisions. And right now we have 2 super chat decisions with purple shoulder pads. Oh no, 3 super chat decisions. Purple shoulder pads, green cloak, and gold armor. So, and I need a little break. This needs to dry a little bit. So, in the break, I give you something nice to look at. Let's grab some minis. Make some room here. And show you what I've done in the last few days. This is definitely not a few days ago. This is more of a few years ago. So dusty out it is. Okay. Here we have number 1, number 2, and number 3. Here we have a Stormcast Eternal in silver with a 10 cloak, a nice spear, silver shield, a really neat red cloak. Second one here I tested the new Imperial Fist contrast paint on the armor. In the recesses I had the Yanden yellow as to show the difference with a purple to magenta cloak. And here I have a test of a blood hound with some nice glossy red. Yeah, so you have something nice to look at while I'm hammering myself a coffin nail into my lung. So, anybody else working on something right now in the meantime? I forgot I can post kitty pics in the Discord. Oh, yes, you can. Definitely you can. Go ahead and post in the Discord. Let me quickly open Discord on my PC so I can have a look. So, guys, totally, if you want to show me your work, just go to my Discord and, well, post pictures. I have a video on my channel that's called My Discord. There you can find the login information, or in several of my videos you can find the links in the description. So, in general, let's see, general talk. Oh, that's a really cute one. That's a really, really cute one. We would call this a Schildpad from the German word Schildkröte, and Pad for pattern. So it's a tortoise shell, like you said. But really neat. Also with the white paw tips. That was the picture I took of on her morning of her birthday. Oh, that's neat. So from Golem de Plata, I'm working on my Skitari army now with 2 Ballistari. That sounds interesting. Skitari, yeah, I'm currently, like I said, on the Warhammer Imperium subscription, but I have bailed out completely out of the Skitari and the Adeptus Sororitas faction there. I can't afford everything, so I'm concentrating on Space Marines and Necrons and the terrain and the paints. So I had to make some cuts here. So I can't afford to start two new armies with the Skitari and the Sisters. Of course, both armies are gorgeous. Absolutely, the new models look really cool, and the Adeptus Mechanicus is quite strong in game, as I've been told, and I've seen in several battle reports. They are obliterating their enemies with their high firepower. So, what color scheme are you going for with your Skitari? Are you using the standard red silver color scheme? Yes, we have to choose. The hobby is expensive. Yeah, definitely. From Alice Meyer 335, I got my hands on the new Sikaran battle tank, and oh man, I had forgotten how uh, painful assembling threads can be. Oh yeah, especially if every single thread itself is loose. That's a pain in the backside, definitely. Definitely, definitely. So let your kitty get a like from me. Ta-da! Kitty like. So, back to painting. From Golem de la Plata, yes and no on the color. Yes and no on the color scheme. I base it on the usual red, but I like to try different things. From Eric Johnson, I haven't played in years. I just buy fix. I like to paint now. I've been making equal progress in procrastinating the 8 and Lord Croak this year. The 8? I don't know what this 8 is, but I know Lord Croak. This is an awesome miniature, by the way, for the Lizard Man slash, how are they called now? Not Sylvaneth, how are they called now? They are not Lizard Men anymore. Let's see. GW. Seraphon, thank you, thank you. So, what do we need to paint here? Let's take this and base coat now this little parchment here. Who came up with the name Seraphon? It's a really, really strange name for Lizardman. But I think, Lizardman is a little bit too generic. They can't copyright that. Of course, they have to use some obscure name for them. Yeah, Seraphon doesn't make me think of reptiles. Yeah, definitely not. If they have called them reptilions or something like that, that would be cool. And I love the Croak mini. Was really fiddly to assemble. Yeah, I bet there are some really nice and fiddly bits on there. So, guys, how are you transporting your big ostentatious models, like for example Nagash or the Stormcast Eternal Prime or or a mortis engine, or what have you, those miniatures that are bloated and spiky and pointy. How do you guys transport those miniatures? I've created myself a little transport solution for my Imperial Knights, and they are still somewhat compact, but those miniatures, they must be horrible to transport. They look nice on the shelf, definitely, and when you play at home, okay, but bringing them to a tournament must be a real pain in the you know where. For meandering shade, I think what confused me about the Lizardman name change after Warhammer Fantasy was that Seraphon was already the name of Malekith's Black Dragon. Really? I never noticed that. From Alice Meyer, I used magnets under the base and big enough containers to carry. Yeah, that's probably the best solution to transport them. Magnetizing. Definitely a good choice. Yeah, definitely magnetizing the entire miniature would be then a good solution as well to, well, put it apart and transport it in several pieces, I guess. Would be also a way to go. So, I guess we're almost at the point where all the base colors are applied. Oh, I've forgotten something here. And we can also take here the handle of the hammer. Okay. Here we go. Have I missed something? No. Right now. Not right now. So, where do we begin with a highlight process? Well, maybe this spirit flask needs to be base coated as well. Okay. And I guess soon I need a new sheet for my wet palette. From Tyler, I had ordered a mini off of eBay to get my brother as a gift for his birthday, a Salamander's chaplain named Xavier. Sadly, it got lost in the mail and I had to get a refund. Oh, that's terrible. Salamanders are a cool chapter, or hot rather. Yeah, definitely. They like to burn things. Well, with the new rules, you could totally go for a Salamander's army completely made out of aggressors with flamers. That would be cool. And then maybe some heavy support here, the, how are they called? Eradicators with the melters. I think that would be a stylish Salamander's force. So, let's start with highlighting, shall we? He's collecting salamanders, and I'm collecting orcs that I'm nervous to paint. Well, why are you nervous to paint orcs? There's basically nothing that you can do wrong with painting orcs. You can paint them super fine, detailed, and neat, and to a golden demon crisp standard, or you could slap on some paint. Both works, and everything in between. So, come on, sheet, get loose. Away with ye. From Rebel 1972X. Christ, this channel's still going? That's great, but it's a shame YouTube took 4 years to remind me. Well, bad on YouTube's part, good on your part. Welcome back to the channel. It's nice to have you here in the live stream. Sit back, relax, grab your brush, grab your mini, paint along. From KS, the only wrong way to do orcs is not paint them at all. That's a good decision, definitely. So, let's get a little bit of order here, so I have a little bit more space to work with. That I don't need right now. That I don't need. That I don't need right now. Okay. Phew. So, what do we go for? Let's see. This one is good. Let's start with the green armor. Green armor, I said green cloak. Yeah, that looks good. Sorry if I'm not talking. I'm just concentrating on painting here correctly. The first layer of the highlight is always the neatest. Because you have to actually pay close attention where the shadows will be and leave them be. Yeah, that's okay. So again, about your fear painting orcs. What exactly makes you afraid? Do you have a specific painting goal in mind that you fear you can't achieve, or what's the problem? Do you don't know how to achieve a specific painting technique? What's your hindrance? Can I help you maybe in that regard? Can I take you the fear? Because let's face it, there's actually nothing to be afraid of. The worst thing that can happen is that you make painting mistakes and your miniature will not look the way you intended. In that case, the miniature is not lost. You can always strip a miniature with some isopropyl alcohol. Just lay it in there for a day, and then scrub it under running hot water with a toothbrush and a little bit of soap, and the miniature is as good as new. Reprime it and start again. That's the worst case scenario. In the best case scenario, you create a miniature that is so awesome that the bards will sing praises of you for all eternity. The middle of the road is that you paint a miniature that you can live with and you learn something while painting. And the next miniature will be a little bit better. And the next miniature after that will be a little bit better. Just a little bit. Tiny, tiny little bit better. And the next one will be also a tiny little bit better. And over time, you won't even notice it. You will get better at painting. And then, when you compare your first miniature with your 235th miniature, That's a difference from day to night. From Tyler. I haven't painted in a long time, so I'm going to be rusty. I'm also afraid of highlighting. I just can't wrap my mind around how to place them. Well, in the case of this miniature here, for example, you see the miniature has a cloak or cloth, and the highlights are always placed on the top areas, and the folds are the parts that need to be dark. Same goes for skin. Skin has bumps, and here, for example, let's pick the Poxwalker from before. I've painted him this way. You see how I've placed the highlights on the top areas here? You see, for example, his belly. This front part here, this is the top area. So you have to imagine the light comes from above. When you look at the miniature from above, you see the following areas. You see here the top parts of his arm. You see there the front of his belly. That's that part that I have highlighted. So to get a grip on what to highlight on a miniature, I highly recommend using the zenithal priming method, meaning you spray prime a miniature in black. And then you take a rattle can with white spray primer or an airbrush and spray from directly above. And everything that the white hits, that's the area that is the brightest on the miniature. I hope that helps. From KS, you can always just paint all the skin first and dry brush like crazy, then paint the rest and use a wash. Yeah, that's also a good method. Dry brushing is also a good way to get the upper areas of a miniature exposed. Can you zenithal with an airbrush, or is it just for spray cans? No, you can definitely use an airbrush for that. You can even zenithal with a brush. That's the neat part. So normally the question is, can you do it with a can, not with an airbrush? Strange that you asked the other way around. So, yeah, zenithal just means directly above. So the sun is in the zenith, means the sun is in the most raised area of the sky. Got an airbrush as a gift, so I had to ask. Yeah, totally. Go for an airbrush if you have one. That's totally an option. So, like you can see here, I'm now using a brighter variant of the green, and I'm just painting the same area that I've printed previously, but leave a little bit of the old color behind. That way you can create a highlight. It's not rocket science. You just need a steady hand and a pointy brush. A little bit of practice. problem with the green and the yellow is both colors are not very good at covering. I'm having a hard time right now painting that. You see, when I paint a stroke, there's always a... Oh, damn it. See, if you make a mistake, you can fix it, because color is not instant dry. So there's no need to fear the paint. Like Bob Ross always said, we don't make mistakes, we have happy accidents. And I need more color. Yeah, Bob Ross is a good one. He was a really good one. And the good ones go first. That's a shame. The most soothing, mellow voice I know. More soothing and mellow than mine? So what I'm doing right now here on this miniature is sketching. I'm quite literally fast painting here through the process. I'm not glazing or wet blending this miniature. This is just to get the colors down, to make it visually appealing in a short amount of time. So make it tabletop ready. This is obviously not the zenithal of my abilities to paint miniatures, but the zenithal of my speed painting. So this is how it looks when I basically rush a miniature. I'm almost working here on autopilot here. This is something that you will pick up over time when you paint enough miniatures. You basically let your motor functions, your muscle memory take over. You don't think about painting. This is you see, I'm constantly moving my my hand, and then I commit to the stroke here and there. And my brain is basically on autopilot right now. So I'm talking to you and talk, and my brain is just autopiloting here through the painting. From KS, this is way better than my rushed miniatures. Yeah, thank you, and you will get there in time. Do that 100 times, 200 times, 1,000 times, and you can get there. And always use different methods. Experiment. Don't paint the same way every miniature, because then you don't learn. But if you constantly keep up and try different things, try different painting methods. You haven't wet blended before? Well, try it. Here is a shield. So perfectly good surface to train wet blending on. You have never stippled before? Well, take a big brush and stipple away. And you will learn, definitely. From Chaos, I wonder if a magenta or a redder tone highlight on the purple would look good. Yeah, I will definitely use magenta to highlight the purple, but we're still at the green part. So, be patient. Be patient. Be patient zero. So, for example, here, I've just out of a sudden decided I want to highlight the shield in strokes. I don't know why, but okay, let's just do it. Just do it. Do it. I think it looks neat. So let's keep it. So let's make the final highlights here with a pure yellow green. Good work there, by the way. Thank you. From John Odison, I don't paint minis, but borrow a lot of techniques from it. I buy dollar store toys to practice on. Yeah, that's also a way to go. You can paint basically anything. It doesn't have to be a wargame miniature. Dang. There's a thing that I didn't anticipate, but we can fix it. We can make it better, stronger, faster. Ta-da! So, and with that out of the way, the green part is done. Need to stretch my legs. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Well, 1 hour and 45 minutes already. That's a long stream today. So, let's go for the purple. Let's see, what magenta do I use to highlight? Let's use this one here. Also, people ask me all the time how much water do I do in my paint. Well, it totally depends on your paint. As you have seen right now here, I've painted the shoulder pad, and then I've noticed that the color was breaking on my brush. So the color was too dry, and so I just added a tiny little bit of water, just the tip of my brush to increase the flow, and as you can see, I'm able to paint now in nice strokes with just a little bit of water. Okay. Purple is looking great too. Thanks, Chaos. So, anybody, any idea how to call this storm host? Final highlight here with pure magenta. Well, so the spirit flask we will make in yellow. Just some contrast paint for that. There we go. Then some Doomfire magenta for the handle of the weapon. There we go. Then we need some brown shade for his little scroll work there. So some Agrax Earth shade will do. Just like that. Okie dokie. Then I need a tiny little break before we concentrate on the armor. The Amethyst Order. Well, why not? Kit needs a name, so the Amethyst Order it is. Maybe somebody out there likes this color scheme and will start the Amethyst Order. Would be cool. And again, YouTube stopped. Are you still watching? Yes, I am. So, how far are we in painting the Dark Angels? Good progress in 1 hour and 50 minutes. So let's see the difference between a really neat paint job on a cloak and a rushed paint job on a cloak. It's not that hard of a difference. This here is a lot cleaner, as you can see. I've spent way more time in painting this here. So the cloak alone took me, I guess, an hour to paint it. Yeah, the red color scheme, well, I wanted to try painting something really neat in red, and then I just simply finished the paint job. So, but what do you think of my Blood Nighthound? I like the steel silver armor, looks kind of Roman. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I was playing a little bit of Elden Ring and was in Moog's Palace, and there was so much blood I needed. Bloody. Sorry, is the stream still running? Test 1, 2, 3. It just stopped here for a moment. Can you still hear me? I hope yes. Thank you, Davicus. Okay, there was a moment on the screen. Connection will be established. You're live now. Yes, of course I'm live. I'm live for almost 2 hours now. So, enough of a break. Let's tackle the gold armor. So, let's get rid of this here. And this. And this. So, we now need gold. Let's start with this gold here. The Viking gold. Yeah, this is a rich gold color. Rich and dark. So highlighting a gold armor is relatively straightforward. So the first highlight is basically painting the whole armor and leaving the dark color that we have established previously in the recesses. Guys, do you know how hard it is to paint a miniature on camera when the basic frame you're looking through to the miniature is basically that small? I have the camera in front of me, I have the light source in front of me, here's a cable dangling around, here's the camera holder. It's hard, I tell you. Okay. That's done. Now the backside of the helmet. This emblem. And of course here. So, the next step is you take some silver and you mix it in with your gold. So, very bright silver, heavy metal I use here from Scale Color or your standard run-of-the-mill mithril silver variant or Stormhost silver, how it's called nowadays. And with that we are just picking the high points of the armor. We're basically simulating reflections on the armor. So for example here at the rim, and here on the top parts, there on the rim, down here. Then up here, and this rim here. here in a rounded surface, we go right through the middle here. We're basically following the non-metallic metal rules here, in a way, where to apply the highlights for metal. Just see what parts of the miniature stick out, and you apply a harsh highlight. Have I missed something in chat? Yes, seems good to me. Yeah, yes. Okay. Okay, and now the final highlight with the pure silver. Just the tiniest. Without the cat hair, obviously. Just at the farthest edges. And the gold armor is almost done. Now it's time to give it some more characteristic with a slight wash. And we are using Seraphim Sepia. Where do I have it? There it is. Oh, sorry. I bumped the camera. From Davicus, just a thought. Might be cool to recess shade the green with a glaze of dark purple and the purple with a glaze of dark green to tie the two main colors together. Yeah, you could do that. I personally am not a fan of such painting techniques. But I can show you soon. So for the gold, we are increasing the gold shine a little bit with some wash here. Just some subtle spots. Okay. And with that, the gold armor is done. So, you thought a little bit of recess shading with purple in the green. Okay. Let's try that. Why not? This is a testing stream, so let's test. let's give it a try. So, a little bit of the contrast paint, a little bit water to make it a wash. And then some recess shading in purple. Okay, that's the recess shading done in purple. I hope you're happy. Ta-da! Some Nuln oil on the weapon, and we're basically done. There we go. One Stormcast Eternal done in the stream. And you guys did this. You decided the color scheme. I hope you're happy. So he needs to dry a little bit upside down. Yeah, and we are 2 hours into the stream, and the miniature is done. Yeah, do you have any final thoughts, final questions maybe, before we end the stream here? Oh, I really need to start my my fan here. My computer running right next to me, producing quite the heat. My window's shut. It's quite warm here. Well, thank you for all the super chats that you have provided me with. I really appreciate that. Thank you for hanging out with me and chatting with me. It was super fun, like always. And, well, I hope you like the miniature that we produced here. And we see us in the next live stream. Bye for now. And don't forget to hit the bell that you get notified and don't get a 4-year not notification like one here on the stream. Hit the subscribe button if you like my content. And, well, have a nice Sunday/Monday. Goodbye.